mummy's with the maggots now.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Well, hi there.
Hello, and welcome to Would You Die, the show where I can get away, but you're going to have to slow her down. I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
And we are continuing 313 month representing the Detroit horror films. And what are we continuing the Motor City Nightmares with?
We are continuing with the horror thriller Barbarian from 2022.
Barbarian. I stole that from Jeremy.
That's very good.
I texted Austin and said, as we're sitting down to watch this movie, I just keep singing this in the tone of Karma Chameleon, and he texted back, ... Have you seen this movie? Which in retrospect was the right response. But
Yeah. So if you haven't seen this movie, spoilers. This movie.
This is one really going blind.
Yeah.
I know some of y'all listening, you ignore our little spoiler warnings.
you know who went in blind? Our antagonist in last week's episode.
That's funny. That's really fucking funny.
I hate both of you.
But I know some of y'all like to ignore this, and I know this because y'all tell me, and you hurt my feelings. So this is, I'm calling you guys out. I'm calling all y'all out. No, I'm not. You do whatever you want. I'm just saying this is the best, this movie's the best to go in blind.
I agree.
We'll get into it.
So obviously if you have seen it, then you know that this movie is about a woman named Tess who discovers her rented Airbnb in Detroit is double booked by a stranger, leading to the discovery of a terrifying secret in the house's basement. Bum.
But Barbarian.
You almost could have copy and pasted last week's synopsis.
That's, yeah.
Except this one goes a few levels
It definitely
further,
does.
I think. But no, we're still stuck in the basement.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't you want to ask me anything? I almost overtook the structure of the show.
You can do whatever you want, man. You started this podcast. So what's your personal connection with this movie? When did you see it?
I saw this on its not opening weekend, but I saw it during its initial opening run back in 2022. I think I didn't see it opening week, our second week. I think I saw it as it was leaving my hometown theater. And I'm just like, I'm hearing great things about this Barbarian movie. I have no clue what it's about. I don't have a clue who Zach Kreger is. I actually do, and I actually did, but I didn't know that I did.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm like, oh, I guess Bill Skarsgård's in this. So, it'll be nice to see him in a movie where there's no, makeup on him, which I love, Horror
Right.
King, but it'll be nice to see him act without clown shit. and I'm like, I saw it 9 p.m. show on a Wednesday before it left my theater. There's like maybe 5 other people total in this theater. And it just fucking blew me away. I had no idea what to expect, but I wasn't expecting what this movie gave me.
Right.
And I've been on the Barbarian hype train ever since. I've shown it to friends. I talked about it with a band in the interview era of the show. Like since Barbarians came out, it's been a highlight movie for me. I love talking about it. I'm very excited to cover it. And when Weapons came out in 2025, I was like, you mean the maker of Barbarian? So I'm on the Zach Kreger hype train. How about you? What is
Fair.
your personal connection with Barbarian?
My personal connection is that I saw it for the first time on like Friday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So so Barbarian, if we're talking timelines here and my personal journey with horror, Barbarian came out after I guest starred on your podcast for the first time. And here's the thing is once I started guest starring, I hate that you do that. I'm sorry that I say that all the time.
It's a thing.
But I lost my train of thought.
Boom, boom.
What was I saying? Oh yeah.
You guest starred.
So I guest starred on your podcast, and after I did that, I was like, I should probably start watching more horror movies. So then this one was on my list for a really long time, but the cover was so scary that I was like, maybe I can't do that one. And here's the thing: is now in hindsight, I feel like I probably could have, but the cover was so red and like bloody that I was like, maybe I can't.
I think I have this poster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I actually think I have this poster, like legit movie theater poster.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Also, kind of an on sequitur, but Zach Kreger was also a producer for Companion.
Yeah.
So, which we talked about recently. So that's kind of interesting.
Yes. And we talked about his role on Companion a bit. Check that episode out. Companion was one of my favorite films of 2025. Weapons was one of my favorite films of 2025. Barbarian is one of my favorite films of 2022. Zach Kreger might be that dude. Mm-hmm. But before we talk more about him, Jeremy, what is your personal relationship with this movie?
So, like Anneliese, I watched this for the first time yesterday. This was one that was on my, like, to-watch list for, like, a while.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out. I remember wanting to see it when it came out, and it was just a busy time in my life. I was, like, student teaching. There was a lot going on, and didn't have a chance to catch it. It has been on multiple streaming services. Like, it was on HBO for a long time.
A very long time, yeah.
And I just kept being one of those things where I'd, like, sit down for the evening, and I'd be like, I want to watch a movie, and then I'd be like, I don't know if I'm feeling...
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Right. So it just kept eluding me. But I love... And we talked about this a little bit off mic. I love Justin Long.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's an underrated actor, which is a weird thing to say about somebody who has such a prolific filmography. But, like, I do genuinely believe he is a underrated actor.
Yeah.
I think that he does horror well. And I think that and we'll talk about his career a little bit, I'm sure, as we kind of get into it. But I think he does horror well. So when the movie was announced, I remember being like, I love Justin Long. I like horror movies. Like, I'll have to get to this one at some point. I just never did. And it bums me out because I feel like I've spent 3 years of this movie's existence missing out on a really good horror film.
You did. Can I say something about my personal connection I forgot to mention?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had no clue Justin Long was in it.
Oh, really?
And I saw the trailer a couple times, but I never, like, sought out the trailer. I would see it when I was at the movies. Because
Right.
if in case you guys don't know, I go to the movies a lot.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm getting my popcorn, and sometimes I'm putting my coat down. So it's like, I see the trailers, I'm not paying attention to them, you know? So I'm sure Justin Long's in the trailers. I actually don't know, but
I don't know either. Actually, I only knew he was in it because of, like, Billings, like, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it a bit more. But yeah, going into the movie, I had no clue Justin Long was in it.
Jump scare, gotcha.
And oh my god, one of my favorite. We'll come back to it. One of my favorite just movie. We'll say fuck it. We'll do it live. I'll tell you my story right now. When I saw Barbarian for the first time, no clue Justin Long's in it at all. And I'm thinking it's still like an Airbnb thriller. And then this creature comes out of nowhere. I had no clue this was a creature movie. And I guess the mother's not really a creature, but I don't know. This thing comes running at the screen and just turns Bill Skarsgård's head into like just mulch. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then it just cuts to black. And me and all the 5 other people in my movie theater, you can feel, even though there was just 5 of us, you can feel we're all like, what the fuck? And then it fades into the Malibu coastline. Justin Long blasting fucking Rikki Tikki Tavi. And I'm like, what is this movie and why is it one of my favorite things right now? That's one of my favorite movie going in. And I just went by myself on a Wednesday night, 9 p.m. I wasn't expecting one of the best cut to blacks ever and one of the like most fun character reveals. And I'm like, Justin Long's in this?
It feels very like 30-minute cold open, just like
fresh.
Yeah.
No, really, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, and we'll talk about the structure of this film a bunch, I'm sure, but like that moment, I guess that story had to be like personal connection because I'll never forget that moment.
Yeah.
Of seeing Barbarian for the first time. So, yeah, let's talk about its connection to Detroit.
First, let's talk about kind of like where it came from and its
no, fuck me, okay.
historical context.
Yeah, never
for a
mind.
minute.
I'm sorry, I got the.
You got excited.
I get excited.
So Zach Cregger was inspired by the nonfiction like self-help book, The Gift of Fear, which is a book that's basically about women's intuition and how you really should listen to your intuition as a woman, because a lot of times women will ignore red flags in hopes of being polite or, you know, trying to appease other people and that kind of stuff. And then it ends up in their very dangerous situations, right? And that is kind of what happened here. He sat down to write a single 30-page scene that would incorporate as many of these red flags as possible. So our main character, Tess, shows up to an Airbnb. It's late at night.
Yep.
It is in kind of a shady part of a big city. It has been double booked with a man. In the middle of the night, the man, like, the door creaks open, and she's obviously like, it must be the man, that kind of stuff. Here's the thing about that. Zach Cregger is quoted...
I didn't do it.
No.
I didn't do it.
Zach
Boom, boom.
Cregger
Okay.
is quoted... Zach Cregger is quoted as saying that he was constantly trying to surprise himself with his writing, and he says, quote, "As long as I have no long plan, then no one could ever know what's coming." So he basically just had no idea where he was going with it, and just kept writing until he could flip the scene on his head. He didn't want it to be predictable. All the red flags are there, but the danger is not what you'd expect at all. I mean, like, even a little bit. And like, this is kind of the thing, is like Jeremy and I were having this debate the whole time about Bill Skarsgård's character and is he in on it? Is he not? And I was like, I don't think so, because it would be too obvious. And he was like, yeah, but they've done a really good job of like disarming it. Like, obviously he's the obvious at the beginning, but then they've done such a good job of making him like such a nice guy that it would make sense for it to be the twist that he's actually the dude.
I almost felt like it was like he was such a red herring that it was like a reversal of the plot twist. You know what I mean?
Which is what I think you were supposed to feel, right? People watching this movie are used to horror, so they are like, this is where this is going, right? And then we get downstairs and we see this crazy lady thing, and she's slamming his head, and Jeremy just goes, he's not involved. And then he goes, as he's getting more and more like deformed, he's like, he's not anything anymore.
He's not involved in anything.
That's funny. Can we talk about Zach Cregger's weaponization of casting?
Weapons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we can. What do you mean?
I love weapons. So I'm thinking specifically casting Bill Skarsgård and casting Justin Long. in this movie. And actually casting Richard Brake.
Okay.
These are 3, and for my fellow Georgina Campbell fans, she's fantastic in this. I'm not mentioning her for a reason, and that's probably why I should mention her, but I'm mentioning Bill Skarsgård, Justin Long, and Richard Brake because they all have horror cred. Like, Bill Skarsgård,
He's Pennywise.
he's Pennywise. This movie wasn't out yet, but he's Nosferatu. But yeah, he is Pennywise, and on that alone, the average moviegoer isn't going to trust him because they know he's Pennywise, you know.
Right.
The average moviegoer is always going to trust Justin Long. Justin Long, you know, and we'll talk at length about him, but he plays likable guys. He has that likable charisma to him. And whether it's comedy, he's great in comedies, whether it's horror, like up until this point, he hasn't really played villainous roles. And he just, I think audiences like Justin Long in likable roles. So for him to play such a weasel,
Yeah.
which is funny that Ricky Tikki Tavi, well, I guess that's a mongoose, but fuck it. Analogy still stands. I think it's interesting for, like, my opinion at least, like, that's another weaponization of casting. The audience thinks he's going to be a likable, and the whole time you're like, oh, but he's going to redeem himself. He's going to, and he never does. He just gets worse. And then Richard Brake, where if you guys don't know who Richard Brake is, he's a character actor. He's in a bunch of indie horror stuff. He was in Game of Thrones for a little bit. He was the original Night King. And do you guys know who I'm talking about in this movie?
Yeah, he's the old man.
Yeah, he's the worst motherfucker.
Frank, is that his name?
Yeah. He's the worst guy in this movie. And a lot of, like, people, like, he's got horror cred. He works with Rob Zombie a lot, you know? So he's just one of those guys where you see him in a movie, 9 times out of 10, he's playing a mean motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then this movie's like, this is the one where it's like, okay, yeah, that's the typecast.
For sure.
Richard Brake playing a bad guy.
This is a question that Jeremy asked off mic,
Mm-hmm.
and you said you had a nuanced take on it. So I'm going to ask it on mic. Are you ready?
I think.
Do you associate, and we can all answer this individually, do you think that Justin Long's, like, kind of current legacy right now is one of a horror actor or one of a comedic actor?
I think mainstream, just regular person, it's comedic. But he is also a scream king. I think it's just one of those things where with horror, you get horror conventions, you have horror magazines.
Totally.
You have streaming services dedicated to this genre. This is a genre that has a huge, robust fan base, one that celebrates it. Everybody likes comedies, but there's no comedy festivals, you know, or comedy cons, you know?
Right.
Like, so I think you ask the average moviegoer, they're gonna know Justin Long from Dodgeball, or
He's just not that into you.
Yeah,
Galaxy
Accepted.
Quest,
Galaxy-
Accepted.
right. Sometimes I used to get him confused with Martin Starr, and that's why
You're struggling.
right. But then he's also in Jeepers Creepers and Tusk, but I don't think Jeepers Creepers is as big as Dodgeball.
And Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh yeah, is that horror or is that comedy?
Yes. And Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel.
But you know what I'm saying? So I think just overall legacy, he's going to be remembered for his comedy movies more because those are bigger. But I think he's going to be celebrated as a horror actor. I don't think he's a horror actor in the sense that that Tony Todd is.
We won't be doing any Justin Long MVP awards anytime soon.
I mean, we might today, actually.
I think that, yeah, because here's the thing, is I think that if you're like a Justin Long fan, you know what I mean? You're probably a fan of his horror acting primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you were like just a fan of movies, you're like, yeah, I love Justin Long. He's the comedy guy.
That's what
Yeah, totally.
And I like him in all the comedies
Same.
or horror or whatever. He's just Jeremy. Damn it, Jeremy saw Spoily. I know you did.
No, I really didn't.
He was looking at his filmography, and I'm just like, fuck.
Oh.
I know you did.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't say
Okay.
nothing.
Is it a spoiler that he's in the movie?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, well.
So
sorry.
I don't want. I'll cut this part off, but Jeremy, you have to take that to your grave,
I will.
or until you show Anneliese.
I will.
But anyway,
Wait, but what's the spoiler? Because I keep looking at Letterboxd and looking at all of his stuff, so what am I not supposed to click on?
if I tell you, you'll know.
Should I? Okay, but like, is it like I'm not supposed to know who he plays in Weapons? Because then I need to not hover.
Oh, then that's fine. You already know he's in Weapons.
That's what I literally just said. I just said, is it a spoiler alert that he's in Weapons?
No, you said a spoiler alert that he's in the movie.
Oh.
You didn't say Weapons.
Well, you said it was a spoiler for Weapons.
Did I?
Yes.
When I edit this, I'm gonna find out
Okay.
if I'm gaslighting you or if you're gaslighting me.
Okay, well, I assumed because we were talking about spoiling
I know.
Weapons earlier. That's
I
what you were
know.
talking
I try to be careful.
It's okay. I like don't know anything about.
I
who
should
he
have said
plays,
nothing.
But whatever.
I should have said nothing. I should have said nothing. But anyways,
Right now.
Justin Long is a horror king.
Yes.
And I think he's celebrated by both genres. It's just horror, like, that's a genre with a fan base. Comedy doesn't have a fan base, but, people like comedies.
Yeah, I think comedy is a more mainstream genre.
It is like kind of crazy though. Like I didn't know much about his filmography. I mean, like I've seen a lot of movies that he's in, but I never really realized that it's like horror or comedy. Like there
Right.
is nothing else that he does.
Like, he has so much horror cred.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, though. Horror and comedy are very intrinsically linked.
Yes. Oh, yes. And I think Justin Long, like a lot of his movies, Barbarian included, are horror movies that are funny.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about Justin Long being in horror and comedy, I think we should talk about where Zach Kreger comes from while we're still in the background
Sure.
portion. And have you done any research on that?
I mean, I know he's part of the Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that when I was going in.
Mhm.
And then, like, after I saw Barbarian loved it, I'm like, what else has Zach Kreger done? I'm like, oh.
Like a lot of things. Like, yeah.
So I didn't know it going in, but I quickly found out.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that,
I
Jeremy?
did not. I recognize him facially now that I'm looking at him, but
Yeah.
like that's wild.
Yeah.
And he has a cameo in Barbarian. But you don't see he's like a visual cameo, but he don't really turn around.
Who is he?
So he's when Justin Long is at the bar and he's telling his one buddy, like, I didn't rape her, but
Yeah.
I had to do some convincing, and she
Right.
never said yes. But when he's trying to,
Yeah.
he's talking to Zach Kreger,
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
and I think that's like a fun director cameo.
Totally. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's
Um,
doing the new Resident Evil. That's cool.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And Justin Long's actually a pretty good drunk actor, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move on, what is your favorite Whitest Kids You Know sketch?
Oh, that's a great question. Let me think about it. You guys can go first.
My favorite Whitest Kids You Know sketch is the gun control sketch. I think it's a good it holds up.
Yep.
It holds up.
Yep. My favorite, I think it's The Grapist.
It's such a good one.
And it was the first one I seen. My friend Carrie showed
I
it
think
to
that
me.
was also
and
mine.
it lives rent free in my head. It's just like the Grapist. I love it. Like I just think of some of those line deliveries, like rent free in my head. Just grape them in the mouth. Do you hear what you're talking about? And they take. What do you mean? What do you mean? She was asking for it. She was wearing purple. It's just like it's.
Look at what she was wearing. Look at what she's wearing. Yeah.
But then
It's purple.
I have one more I want to shout out. But Anneliese, do you have what? I don't
Yeah.
want to accidentally say it.
I'm just looking through so many that like I'm looking through a list of like the popular ones because I just want to like think about what I'm like gonna say because there's so many good ones that now I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about these ones.
Right.
I think I'm gonna go. This is like basic, but I think I'm gonna go with Gal in a PCP.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
I really love that one. I think that one's hilarious.
Well, then I'm going to mention the one because you didn't pick it that has to be mentioned, and it's the Abraham Lincoln.
Oh yeah, that was almost what I said, and then I was
That was almost what I said.
and then
too.
I was like, I don't want to say that out loud.
Why not?
I don't want to say Abe Lincoln being hammered in the ass.
That's fair. I didn't realize that's what it was called, to be honest.
I don't know if that's its full title, but that's what I always thought it was called. Maybe that's just what we looked up on YouTube.
I always just think of, because I think Zach Cregger's the one playing Abe Lincoln, right? Like, who said that?
Yeah, I think so.
And there's like, now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fuck. I think about that in horror movies sometimes, where it's like a character will go in a basement they're not supposed to. Hint this movie and last week.
Yeah.
And
All of the movies with basements that
Yeah.
we're ever going to talk about.
Yeah, this is a horror movie podcast. You're right. But my brain, like I'll just be, now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Yes,
It's so funny.
it is. It's hilarious. Should we talk about Detroit?
It is the theme of the month.
It is. So, I want to talk about specifically why I think Barbarian does a better job with the setting and being more careful than Don't Breathe does.
Yes.
And if you didn't listen to last week's episode, I highly recommend it. I like Don't Breathe. This is not like
Right.
a dig at that movie. I just think...
But there's improvement.
Right. And I think that happens with time, right? Like we talked about that
Right.
last week where Don't Breathe came out in 2016. We were just starting this kind of like rebuild of Detroit sort of stuff that's
And
where
listen,
we're at.
if we had a nickel for every time we covered a Detroit set horror film that takes place in a basement and gets more fucked up throughout the runtime, we'd have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
It happened back to back.
But back to back. So, Barbarian, the setting of Barbarian is very purposeful, in my
Yes.
opinion. And you can tell this through a few different ways. Number one, Tess as a character, the reason she is renting an Airbnb is because she is there to interview for a job. And they do a very good job of showing her, like, interviewing for this job, and it's this very beautiful building. It's this very wonderful opportunity. It's great.
And I think they actually shoot downtown.
Yes, they do
Yeah.
a lot of the shooting for this movie. Again, external shots. I think
Yeah.
most internal is done in Bulgaria.
Yeah, I
if
think
I'm
you're right. I
correct.
think it was Bulgaria.
But
Can I ask a quick question?
Mhm.
And this is more a question for you as the film making expert. Why film internally in another country?
It's cheaper.
Okay.
Cheaper labor.
That's the simple answer I kind of assumed,
Yeah.
but I just was curious.
Cheaper labor, better tax incentives.
Okay.
It's why when they do shoot in the United States, it's usually Atlanta.
Okay.
Because Atlanta's very film friendly. It was ironically, it was supposed to be Michigan.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail. I just
No, you.
because I was like in my head. I
I'm
was
sorry,
like,
Anneliese, but Jeremy derailed this into a really good point that's going to lead back to you.
I just was like really curious because I'm like when I watched this movie, the outside shots, I was like that's Detroit. I know what Detroit looks
Right.
like. That's Detroit. But then when we looked it up, it said it was filmed in Bulgaria, and I was just kind of like, what?
That
There
was like
there are there are abandoned homes we could film this in Detroit. Like,
Right, but part of that is because the Michigan Republicans fucked the film industry here right before I would have joined, but that's neither here nor there. But no, the film industry was booming for a hot second, and then the Michigan Republics killed it, just like they, whatever. I'm not gonna go down into that, but basically, this movie, had we kept our film incentives, could have been shot all here. But
Right.
it's not just a Michigan problem. It's cheaper to film a lot of these like smaller budget films in like a Bulgaria or Hungary because of labor, cheaper crews who are still very good, cheaper tax limitations and stuff like that. But yeah,
makes sense.
there is a timeline where we kept our film incentives and we're not filming Barbarian in Bulgaria,
Okay.
to answer your question. And I think that leads you into Detroit talking.
Yeah. So, as you mentioned, a lot of the externals are filmed in Detroit. And specifically, like, this scene where she does the interview and also the scenes in the neighborhood are filmed in Detroit. And they are filmed in the neighborhood that she talks about. They are filmed in
Brightmoor, right?
Brightmoor. And that is very purposeful. When you get to the house at night, you see this cute little house. It's, whatever. You don't really think anything of it. And it isn't until the next morning when she leaves for her interview that you see that the neighborhood has gone to shit.
Right.
Which you kind of see a lot of in Metro Detroit. If you've ever been here, there are a lot of, and it's not just in Detroit proper, but in the surrounding areas, there are a lot of neighborhoods where there are large swaths of abandoned housing, low income maybe isn't the right word, but like not very taken care of housing. And then there will be like one or two houses that have been bought and upkept and all of that. And so that is, you might think like that is very similar to last week where we're getting this theme of like, Detroit's kind of shitty. But again, I'll remind you, the difference is that Tessa's character is coming to Detroit to seek opportunity. This is a very 2022 view of Detroit. And the person she's staying with, Bill Skarsgård's character, whose name is AJ, I think.
It's Keith.
Oh, Keith. Oh,
AJ's
yeah, AJ's
Justin Long.
Justin Long, you're right. Keith's character is, I can't remember exactly what he is. He is some kind of musician.
Yeah, he's like a jazz.
Right, like some kind of jazz musician who like is also based in Detroit, which is like relatively like par for the course. There is a pretty bustling music scene here in Detroit, and obviously Motown, Detroit
is, I would say, America-wise, is like one of the musical meccas.
Right, I would agree. And if you want to hear us talk more about that, then you should subscribe to our Patreon, because we are going to talk about that in a couple weeks.
Because we like music.
And we don't care who knows. So it is a very different view of Detroit. It is this view that, like, while not perfect, it has this potential and this great, like, opportunity and this rising culture. And they also are very purposeful about showing how the Brightmoor neighborhood ended up the way that it did in the flashback. There is a flashback back to the earlier days where Frank is in his house in 1980s. You see the Brightmoor neighborhood. It is beautiful. It is well kept. It is everything. And he has a conversation with his neighbor who mentions that he is putting his house up for sale and leaving the neighborhood because it is going to hell. Now, if you know anything about Detroit, and you also can probably infer, even if you don't, this is a direct reference to the white flight of the 1980s in Detroit. Detroit started to become desegregated. Detroit has, first of all, always been a very black city, but it started to become desegregated. They started to desegregate neighborhoods. Black people were moving into predominantly white neighborhoods, and white people left the city en masse because of this. And because white people left, they took all of their commerce with them. They took opportunity with them. Instead of feeding into the community that they loved and collaborating, it became kind of a underfunded, overlooked city because it was predominantly people of color.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what led to large scales of poverty. Now, obviously, it's more nuanced than that. There were also corrupt politicians in the city and
Right.
all of these other things. Like, it is not just that. But white flight was a big contributing factor to the reason that Detroit had to be rebuilt anyway. And so that's where I think the difference between the way that the city is portrayed in Don't Breathe and the way that the city is portrayed in Barbarian diverges. It really kind of shows us that, yes, this city has problems. Yes, this city has places that are downtrodden and what have you. But the reason for that is not just, Detroit sucks and it's just a terrible place.
Right.
It's there's actual reasons, and it also shows the positive sides too in its background.
And I also think that Barbarian does a really good job of showing gentrification.
Yes.
While not really bringing attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't mention this last week, but Don't Breathe is a pretty much all white cast.
Mm-hmm.
In a predominantly people of color city.
Yes.
And that's interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
I think part of it is just Fede Alvarez wanted to work with Jane Levy again and then wanted to work with Stephen. I don't think it was...
Yeah, no, I don't think it was malicious, but it is something to point out, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, yes, Bill Skarsgård's white.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Long's white, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Brake is white. But these are all white men kind of portraying different... Because while we're talking about the Detroit stuff, this is a very, like you brought up, what was it called? The instinct of fear? But like trusting women's intuition.
Yeah.
All these men display differing degrees of how you say, like, not toxic masculinity, but like...
But...
distrust in men, I think.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Like, Keith isn't the danger, but he's not helping his case always.
And something that I will say, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
It related. I think that it does a really good job of showing the unhoused population in Detroit and portraying them as non-villains through the character of Andre. Because if you are looking at this from a feminist lens, if we're looking at all the men in this movie, obviously, like you said, there are differing scales of it. But no man other than Andre is like 100% selfless in their help of Tess. Even Keith is like there because he's attracted to her. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's like a bad guy.
No, not at
and
all.
You know, like he's not going to...
No, I don't think there's ever a moment
he's
where...
looking for signals at point, but when he doesn't receive them, he receives the no signal, you know.
Totally. But I do think that, like, he does, you know, convince her. He does, like, convince her. And I won't use the word pressure because I think that puts, like, a very negative connotation on it when I don't think it's there. But he does, like,
he understands no
her.
means no, but...
Right. He does, and coerce has also got weird negative connotations. But you know what I mean? It takes him several times of asking for her to stay the night. He tries to get her to have a drink with him. And of course, he's very, like, polite about it. He's like, I waited to open the bottle until you were here. I didn't want you to not see it.
His intentions are good, but he's still kind of being a man about it.
Right, exactly. He is there, like, definitely attracted to her and trying to get with her. And like you said, to your point, he never pushes the issue. He backs off when he doesn't receive signals, but he is still not entirely altruistic in his motivations.
I don't think he'd do the same thing for another dude.
Right. Whereas
Andre's
sole purpose is to protect Tess. He knows what is going on in the home. He tries very hard to help her through every step of the way, which really, like, helps solidify the point that, like, unhoused people are human and that I think is a really important message that doesn't always happen in horror movies, horror movies in general, honestly. I feel like a lot of times you see, like with the last movie, and not entirely, but like sometimes you see like these, and with the villain in this movie too, these like downtrodden poor people who have been pushed to the point of desperation and sometimes insanity, and like that is like a compelling thing, and it is, I think, a message that can be sent, because obviously, like, being pushed to desperation causes you to do terrible things. You have to. But by showing, like, hey, just because you are unhoused or not privileged or whatever does not mean you are going to go crazy and become cruel and become unfeeling. Right. You are going to be, like, it shows a humanity that I feel like sometimes is overlooked when having these conversations. Right. So yeah, I do think that this film, like I said, is more careful with its setting. And I think its nuance on characters goes hand in hand with its nuance on the setting. Yeah. I think Zach Kreger did research into Detroit before he decided to set the film in Detroit. And I don't think he quite gets Detroit because he's not from here. Right. But I think he was careful about picking a city that will help tell his story. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say it doesn't portray us well, because I don't think that's quite it. But it don't portray us not well. You know? Right. And I think it's interesting with the character of Keith, because while he's, like how I was kind of saying, like the different degrees of, not toxic masculinity, that's something different, but like... But yeah, no, I can't quite think of the word that you, like, are trying to portray, but I know what you're saying. It's like, one end of the spectrum is the Richard Brake character, who's a monster. Yeah. Serial rapist, just disgusting, horrible person. Justin Long's, I don't think he's in the middle, but he's on, like... No, but he's not as far gone as Frank at this point. Right. Like, he is a sexual assaulter. Yeah. And he, you know, he has somewhat of a conscience, but he will do what he wants. He will justify, you know. I also think that he's a nasty guy, I think. I also think that his role in the movie is making a commentary about Detroit and gentrification, to your point. His, like, this idea of this dude who doesn't live here, and it's kind of implied that he's like from Michigan, but maybe not Detroit. Yeah, probably who doesn't live here. Royal Oak. Right. Novi. Who owns property in Detroit, and instead of, like, you know, that property being sold to maybe somebody who needs affordable housing in Detroit proper, it is being used as an Airbnb. Right. Which there are a lot of, and you can do your own research on this, there are a lot of articles and thoughts on Airbnb and how it is contributing to the rising, like, market costs of housing and all of that kind of stuff, especially in inner cities. So you guys can go do research about that, but I'm sure you can, like, come to your own conclusions based on the fact that, hey, if housing is being used as a hotel alternative, then it's not being given to people who need to buy houses. So that in and of itself is kind of a commentary of, like, this dude who doesn't know anything about this place has this property that he really kind of forgot about. Right. It is, you know, like, not in serving its intended purpose. Exactly. And then to a point, Keith is part of the gentrification problem as well, because his purpose of being there is he's scouring the Brightmoor. Like, his band has, like, a whole block that they own. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, oh, I'm scouring this area, this poor area, which we've been talking about how Detroit's on the up and up, but not all of Detroit is. Right. Like, downtown is, like, bustling, but then, like, the Brightmoor neighborhood's been neglected. At least in this time, 2022. I don't know about right now, because I don't know Brightmoor very well, you know.
Brightmoor is still commonly nicknamed Blightmoor.
Yeah, that's not an area I'm generally in.
Right.
You know, so I don't
Yeah.
know it as well, but yeah,
It's not like
It's not as bad as the movie portrays it, but it's not good.
sure. But like in Detroit's Up and Up, it's not enjoying the Up and Up as much
Right.
as
In fact, I think its population has decreased a lot.
right, you
Yeah.
know. Like I think it's one of those things where it's like, yes, the city's on the rise, but there's still areas of the city that's not enjoying this rise.
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think picking Brightmoor was, you know, Zach Krager was doing his research.
Definitely. Because you don't know a name like Brightmoor, like you're saying, like
Right.
without doing your research.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. When I first saw the movie, I'm like, where?
You're like, is that a real place?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's North Detroit. It's North Detroit.
In 2014, Rollo Romig of The New Yorker wrote, "Much of Brightmoor matches what Detroit looks like in the popular imagination. An alarming amalgam of city dump, crime scene, and wild prairie." So yeah, it is kind of what I think people think of when they think of Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that even that is an over-exaggeration. I think that,
So it's not really.
you know,
It's not really North Detroit. It's more like West Detroit.
right, yeah.
So it's just not. You know, when I usually go to Detroit, it's either downtown, it's Mexican Town,
Mhm.
those areas, which Mexican Town is really close to downtown anyway.
Yeah.
It almost is downtown.
Right. One of the like things that is unique about Detroit and is one of the reasons that people feel the way that they feel about Detroit is a lot of the quote unquote nicer areas, which I don't like to use that term, but I'm going to use the like for stereotypical purposes, are not interconnected with each other. They are interspersed between
Right.
some of the poorer areas, some of the lower income areas of the city. So you can go like a block away from like Little Caesars Arena and Ford Field and be in a lower income area.
Right.
Which is not the case for cities like Chicago or cities like New York. A lot of the quote unquote higher end parts of the city are all interconnected. Not
Right.
entirely, not the whole city, but it's a lot more of that, and that is why I think people associate Detroit with so bad, because it's like, oh, one wrong turn and you could end up in the wrong side of the, you know, like
Right.
city or whatever, but that's like not, it's not like that.
Right. And it was like for as like all the rise of Detroit, you know, and we have.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of great work in the past couple years with Detroit in the past decade, really.
Mm-hmm.
You still see our scars from the 1960s
Totally.
riots, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you see our scars from the white flight we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's you could still see the burnt buildings from the 60s.
Yep.
In certain areas. That just never.
Yeah.
You can also go to the Motown Museum.
And that
which,
means that like we are
like we have history.
and like think about, I mean, something that I always think about as somebody who grew up, as we've talked about in previous episodes, Metro Detroit, but gone to the city a lot. I always kind of come back to the train station. My whole
Right.
life, train station, abandoned, big blight on the city. It's like the first big building you see when you're coming in, and it's just abandoned. And now, as of last year or the year before, I can't remember, 2024, 2025, it is this beautifully restored historical monument.
Right.
Exists as both like you have shopping opportunities in there. It's also kind of a living history museum. It's gorgeous. We went there at Christmas time, and it was this beautiful.
I haven't even
place.
been yet.
It's awesome. You should go. But like that's kind of my point. Is like the people of Detroit care about these things, and
Right.
they never gave up. And I think that's like the thing is like the people of Detroit were like, one day this place is gonna look like it did. And this place is going to act like it did. And it's starting to.
No, the people never gave up.
No.
But whether it's corrupt politicians or just whatever reason, Detroit's been through a lot.
I think a big part of the revitalization of Detroit is its citizenry standing up and saying, we'll do it our damn selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have politicians in Detroit who are lifelong citizens of Detroit.
Right.
And have, like, taken care of Detroit for their whole lives.
Yeah. So they're part of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Barbarian, I think setting it in Brightmoor specifically was a good choice.
I agree. And I think that even though I don't think that the commentary on Detroit is the main theme,
No.
I like that they took the time to, like, set aside some moments to talk about it because or
Right.
to show it, because it's really hard to be like take care of setting something in a lower income neighborhood and wanting to get those, like, that social commentary of, like, the fact that lower income neighborhoods are so ignored that you can get away with a lot of shit
Right.
the way that they did in the last movie and the way that they do in this one without making it just like, and that's just what Detroit's like. Is
Right,
crazy
exactly.
people in basements.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But one last thing about Detroit before we move on. I guess it's not really about Detroit. It's just like a little nod there where I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. Funnily enough, it comes from a Richard Brake scene. I love Richard Brake as an actor. He plays the most evil guy in this movie with a bunch of evil guys.
Yeah.
He's the worst of the worst in this movie.
Bad man.
In the grocery store scene where he's getting diapers and baby stuff and he's talking to, like, the cashier. She's like, oh, you're having a baby. Are you going to take your wife to Mercy? I'm like, I understood that reference.
I know Mercy.
So I was like, and then yeah, that character's the worst.
Yeah, and he sucks. Because he didn't take his wife to Mercy.
No.
And that's the only reason that he sucks. It's no other reason. I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh.
Hot take from Anneliese over here. She's down with kidnapping and incest.
You thought Stephen Lang was bad and Don't Breathe?
Just kidding. I'm not down with any of those things. I'm really sorry I said that. Even jokingly.
But yeah. Detroit.
Dis-toi.
Horror in the D.
Are you ready for our
Barbarlatives.
Barbarlatives?
That's a good one. Our Bill Skarsgård litive. Our Justin Long litives. Our Basement litives. Our Baby Bottle litives.
Our breastfed litives?
Breastfed litives.
Sorry, that's nothing.
No, I liked it. I laughed. Our Teslatives.
That's good.
Superlatives.
Who would you save?
The Whitest Kids You Know litives. Sorry. I had to do one more. Oh my god, there's like a lot of potential, like, I would save Andre
That's good. Yeah, that's the one.
because he was a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was really funny where he's like, oh, she ain't 40 years, she ain't never coming. She immediately, and we barely talked about the mother.
Mm-hmm.
The quote-unquote main monster of the film. And I say that because Frank is the main monster of the film.
Yeah,
But, I would save Andre.
it's good.
I always love when in a horror movie someone gets their arm ripped off and then beat with their own arm.
It's good. For sure.
He does, like, that scene, like, right before that happens, too. Like, there's a moment where Anneliese, and I had the same question, but she was like, okay, so is she just not socialized? Like, was she just, like, born and had to live in that house so she never socialized, and that's why she is the way she is? Like, because, like, she's just the lady, so why does she look like that? And he just so simply goes, you do that long enough, you end up with something like that.
Yep. Well, a copy of a copy of a copy.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who would you save?
I would save the mother.
I guess that's fair too.
It's not her fault.
It's
I mean,
not.
like here's the thing. It's like I get it. She's like bad and violent and evil, but like
Look where
she doesn't
came
know.
from.
Like she
That's
does
all
not
she
know
knows.
that's bad. If
She just wants to care.
right.
She just wants to care
If
for a
maybe
baby.
she was like sent to school and they were
Right.
like, "Hey, that's bad," she would be like, "Cool, I'm not gonna kill people then."
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
I'll save Keith since you guys didn't.
that's
Okay.
fine.
I just listen.
You're gonna
He's.
say fucking Pennywise over here?
I'm just saying. Listen. As far as men go in this movie, he's by far the best.
Andre
And
is.
well, that's fair. Yes. As far as
We
as
just
far
had a, we
as
just
far
had a
as
full 10-minute conversation.
yes,
about how
as
Andre's
far as
objectively the best
sorry, as
character.
far as men who like get a significant amount of screen time.
I thought you were gonna say, as far as white men go in this
He's
movie.
no, as far as men go in this movie who get a significant portion of screen time, he's by far the best. And also, like, he spends the majority of this movie. Now, this is in the meta of this movie. Does Keith know that he's being watched by an overarching audience of us? No, but he spends the whole movie under suspicion.
Yeah.
And then gets his head annihilated.
Well, I would say that Tess is suspecting him the
Yeah,
whole time.
Absolutely,
too.
yeah.
So not just the
There's
audience
like a
is suspicion,
there's like a
but
tiny window where she's like, I
you're
like
cor-
this guy.
It's when he was doing the sheets
Yep,
because he was funny.
yep.
But no, he didn't deserve what he got.
No, I do. It's one of my favorite parts though is that he is down there and he goes, she goes, we gotta leave. We gotta get the fuck out of here. And he goes, we can't go back the way we came. There's somebody over there. And then from the way he wants to go,
That's where,
just,
yeah.
boom.
He didn't deserve what he got, but he should have listened to
He
Tess
should have listened to Tess.
multiple
You should always
times.
listen to
Multiple
women.
times. Yep.
And that's like her intuition, and he's like, but I have to see it.
Yeah.
Also, he fucked around.
Found
We
out.
found out.
Why go down the extra level? The second I see more stairs
Yeah.
that were like man-made, built, I mean they're all man-made, but you know what I mean, like dug out. I'm like,
Tess
I'm gonna go.
Tess had the correct answer. She said nope,
Yep.
which is funny because this movie came out the same year as Nope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my favorite scare first because you're gonna steal mine, so I'm gonna do it first.
Okay.
My favorite scare is when Andre's like, she can't get in here. She's never gotten in here. And then she bursts through the wall and kills Andre, which I'm sad about. Don't get me wrong. Boo. Sad that Andre died. That is the funniest scene in the entire movie.
It's so good.
It is. Yeah.
It's actually not my favorite scare.
Fine.
My favorite scare, since you're not going to ask,
I won't.
we talked about it at the beginning. It's when the mother just comes running out of nowhere the first time you see her, and she just bashes Bill Skarsgård's head, and then just like, what the fuck? And then it cuts to black, and then it's Tiki Tabi.
That's a good one.
Oh, cinema.
What is your Tony Todd Award for movie MVP?
Oh shit! Come back to me.
Jeremy?
Um,
Are you gonna say Justin Long?
I think I am, but I just like I love Justin Long, and for him to make me hate him, I feel like he had to have done a damn good job.
Yeah.
You know
Fair.
what I mean?
That's fair.
Oh yeah, he is so good in this movie, and he's so
Him getting off the fucking water tower and just being like, I had to.
I know.
I didn't even push you. You just fell.
yeah.
Like,
Oh my god,
crazy. The
Gaslight,
gaslighting
gatekeep, girl boss, baby.
just on another level.
It's so satisfying when the mother just sticks her.
I closed my eyes. I couldn't do that.
You missed the puss.
I'm really sorry. I couldn't do it.
There was like eye puss. In
Yeah.
addition, it was.
I'm
Nope.
good.
No, I literally, she like I saw where her thumbs were going, and I looked at Anneliese and I said, "Nope, I'm sorry, can't do it." And closed my eyes. I can't do eye stuff.
That's been a common kill.
Yeah.
In like the past 20 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, since 2000, I've seen that kill.
Yeah,
And I'm not going to say a bunch of movies just in case of spoilers, but I will anyways. 28 Days Later, Game of Thrones, Halloween Kills. That's off the top of my head.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I did it for a student film at MSU that I helped with. We took berries.
I took my hand off my eyes, and Anneliese goes, "I don't think it's over." And she was also covering her eyes, and I was like, "Well, one of us is gonna have to check."
No.
But yeah, so that's one day I'll do it again, not for a student film.
Yeah, I thought you meant just in real life, and I was like, buddy.
You know, marching band was crazy.
So my Tony Todd Award for movie MVP is going to be Georgina Campbell.
Yeah,
She was great.
She's so fucking good, and I just love her a lot. And
Smartest one in the movie by far.
Yes, absolutely. And that's all I have to say. What about you?
Well, before we move on from Georgina Campbell, at the time of this recording, I would have already seen the film, but she's about to be in, or at time of release, at time of recording, I haven't seen it, it hasn't come out yet, but she's going to be in a new horror film called Psycho Killer
I saw that. When does that one come out?
this weekend.
Nice.
But
At time of recording.
at time of recording, yeah.
Sick.
So, by the time this episode's up, I would have already seen it, I assume. She was also in Influencers on Shudder. She was very good in that. So I'm excited to see her in more stuff. Barbarian was the first thing I've seen her in, but yeah, I think she's going to have a really exciting career. And I said pass so I can think about it, and I didn't think about
You
it.
didn't think about it?
I just geeked out with you guys because it's such a good movie. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to give it to Zach Kreger.
Okay.
The comedy to horror pipeline is real, and he's a shining example of it.
Yeah.
Real.
And yeah, I think Barbarian is a fantastic debut.
Good. Is the score better than Jaws?
No.
No.
But
But
that needle drop of Baby by the Ronettes at the very end.
it's so good.
I actually brought that up yesterday. I was like, wow, what a needle drop. Unbelievable.
One of my favorite needle drops in a movie. Be my baby. I forgot the melody for a second as I was singing it. Well, it's a hard one to kind of sing because there's so many moving parts,
Yeah.
and I want to sing all of them, and then I just stall and crash and burn.
So the composer of this movie is Anna Drubich. She was born in Moscow, and she has done quite a few movies, mostly Russian. But she also did like Fear Street Part 3, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Just part 3.
Yes. 1666.
That's weird.
She did a lot of movies in 2022, actually. She did Jane in 2022. Obviously this one. She also has done a lot of documentaries like To End All War, Oppenheimer and the Atomic Bomb, and America Unfiltered, Portraits and Voices of a Nation. So, yeah, kind of up and coming, but has done quite a few, like, in her native country.
Cool.
All right. Is this a fine addition to your collection?
No,
I
because
already know the answer because I looked it up.
it's not on physical media.
Yeah.
But I do have the poster.
Yeah, that's true. There have been rumors, like, for a while that they did record an audio commentary track. So, like, maybe one day it'll be a Criterion Collection thing. Like, there's that rumor.
It does feel like a crazy movie to not
Have a physical
have a
release.
physical release.
I
for it.
agree, especially because of
Yeah.
how big it was.
Well,
like,
this wasn't like a direct-to-streaming movie, was it?
No, it went to theaters.
Right.
yeah.
I think it's because it's a 20th Century Fox movie. And this movie kind of came out when the Disney purchase was happening. Or not happening, but being finalized. So Disney, I don't think, quite knew what they had. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think because Disney didn't put Prey which I think came out the same month as Barbarian.
Right.
They released Prey and Barbarian in the same month. Prey goes straight to Hulu. Doesn't even get theatrical release. They put Barbarian in theaters and makes a good amount of money, becomes a hit. The success of Barbarian, I think, leads directly into the success of Weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I just don't think they had plans for I don't know. It's weird with Barbarian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's on Hulu. It was on
HBO for
right.
so long.
I'm wondering if 20th Century Fox had a deal with Warner Brothers first.
I wonder.
And that might be tying up the physical.
Yeah.
Weapons is on physical release because I have that on 4K.
Yeah, well, so the deals that I go across are so weird with
Right.
streaming right now. Like we have like HBO, Disney, and Hulu all through one like bundle package. Like any one of those apps essentially has every
Yeah,
thing.
I watched Barbarian on Disney Plus.
Right, which is a weird sentence to say. Like, but yeah.
But it's a fun sentence to say. Hey.
You want to watch the hit Disney film Barbarian?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we're gonna do a Saw marathon on Disney Plus.
Oh, dude, I'd love to watch Saw with you. I just don't have Disney Plus.
Hey, what you watching on Disney? The First Omen. Yo, When Evil Lurks is on Hulu, which means it's on Disney Plus, and that's like one of the most like, oh my god, that movie.
Yeah.
That movie. I should make you guys watch it.
I really need to stop even using one of the apps, so everything's all just in one location.
Exactly.
But
anyways, I hope that they put it on physical one day because there's precedent for them being like, oh, this movie
will sell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for horror movies because horror fans are nerds.
Yeah, they're collectors.
I say that with love. I'm one of them.
Right.
I'm the whole reason we have this segment.
Yeah.
But, like, Prey was released on 4K Blu-ray. Apparently Fresh was, and I missed it. I'm still mad about it.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so I'm hoping Barbarian gets released one day. Great film.
Yeah. Okay. Get out your Letterboxd reviews, please. Whenever you're ready, Jeremy.
I'm working on it. Sorry.
I
really need to be better at anticipating this. Okay. I lied. Okay. All right. I gave this movie 4.5 stars. Honestly, this probably deserves a heart too, but I give this 4.5 stars, and my review says me. Put Justin Long in more movies. Also me. Not like that.
It's good.
Oh my god, that's good. I love that.
I gave this movie 4 stars and heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, maybe the real Barbarian was the cops we met along the way.
We didn't even talk about them.
They're so bad at their
Tess,
jobs.
For context, Tess, gets out at one point and goes to the cops and is like, hello, I was kidnapped. And they were like, you're on crack. And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's a lot about this movie. This is a good
She calls
movie.
the cops at one point, and they're literally like, when before she even knows anything about the basement,
Right.
she calls the cops when Andre chases her into the house. Which, listen, we all love Andre. We're all Andre fans here. He doesn't do a phenomenal job at, giving her a real warning.
No, I'm sorry, but when a dude you don't know is
He's
running
running at
after
full
you,
speed.
hey, little girl! Hey, little girl! That's scary.
Yeah. Get back out here, little girl.
Don't go into that house, little girl!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going well. So she calls the cops.
She calls the cops, and they're literally. She's like, "So you're not sending anyone?" And they're like, "We are busy."
Which, listen, I've said a lot of good things about Detroit. I will say that's the reputation that the police have in Detroit.
They aren't coming.
So
that's
part true to life.
I also don't think that's a necessarily Detroit thing. I think that's more of a cop thing.
That might be more of a cop thing.
It's an inner city cop thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not just a Detroit.
Which, to be fair, I mean, like, not to, defend anybody, but listen, they got a lot going on. All right.
But no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But like I don't think that's
I don't think it's a Detroit exclusive.
I think
you're right.
that
it's
would
an
happen.
Inner city cop
Yeah,
thing.
I think that happened in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So my Letterboxd review, in case anyone was wondering, I gave it 4 stars and a heart. I think this is like the first time in history Jeremy's rated a movie higher than me.
That's true.
And I still rated this really high.
Right.
I said, put that cut to black in the Louvre.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And it got 4 likes already.
That's awesome.
I've also seen this movie 3 times in my Letterboxd era, which is of all time. Because it's only been out in my Letterboxd era.
Nice.
So
That's awesome. All right, Supernatural alumni. We got one.
we
Woo.
got one.
We
Back to back.
got one back to back, and you're never gonna guess who it is. It's
Wait.
Richard Brake. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were actually gonna guess.
I was gonna guess. I wasn't gonna guess Richard Brake though. I was gonna guess Bill Skarsgård.
No,
Is he one
it's
of the horsemen?
no, he is not. It's Richard Brake. He is in an episode in season 13 called "The Scorpion and the Frog."
Is he the Scorpion?
He is not. And he is an immortal human who basically struck a deal with the devil, or with a demon to become immortal, and now he collects rare, like, supernatural artifacts.
That's pretty cool. I honestly thought you were gonna say an immortal frog for a second. I'm like,
He's
hell
an immortal
yeah.
frog. His name is Luther.
Boofer?
Luther.
Oh,
Jesus. Okay.
Teen Wolf 2, Boof and Boofer.
Boof and Boofer. Are you guys ready to draft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
So, in case you guys don't remember, Anneliese drafts first for the Red Wings. Then Jeremy picks for either Pistons or Tigers, whatever he chooses. And I draft last for the Lions.
I'm drafting the mother.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm putting her in the goal. She's like 8 feet.
She's
and
quick.
fast as fuck.
She's strong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm putting her in goal. She's just going to cover the net.
Yep.
That's good. I will draft Andre to the Tigers.
Ooh, okay.
Simply because we don't have enough African American representation on that team.
Yeah, they keep getting rid of all my guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think it's because
That sounded a lot more sinister than I meant it. Jesus.
but yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, for sure.
And team player,
Hometown kid.
team player. Like,
what position?
we need a third baseman, Andre.
All right.
Colt Keith can't hold it down. I'm just gonna be honest.
Well, I'm not drafting Justin Long. No offense.
But
Like,
what if he could go long?
He already has CTE. You're not messing anything up.
All right.
well, if I was drafting a dodgeball team,
Hmm.
then maybe. But no, this is the Detroit Lions. I needed someone a little bigger.
Okay.
Luckily, my draft pick, Bill Skarsgård, is 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So, a little skinny. So part of me thinks wide receiver just for that. I don't know if he's got good hands, so maybe corner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how fast he is, but I think I could put him on a wide receiver 2 on some team. You know,
you don't
We'll
put him.
see
You're not
that.
gonna throw him in a slot, but
Yeah,
okay.
throw him in slot. You're right. Yeah. Like we could fit him in on corner or
Yeah.
maybe wide receiver.
I think
Like
so.
I wouldn't put him on a JMO.
Oh God.
Probably would be a more mobile quarterback than Jared Goff, but
6'3". I don't know if he has an arm.
that's fair.
Andre don't.
No. Damn. Jesus.
God, he's our third baseman. on
I'm
the
drafting
Tigers.
him pre-death.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Because if you don't have an arm, Bill Skarsgård don't have a
I was gonna
head.
say.
he could be backup to my boy, Jared Goff.
Okay.
They look alike.
They do.
Kinda, yeah.
They're just tall and blonde.
Yeah, they're just all white men.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård kind of looks like Steve Buscemi. Complimentary.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a young Steve Buscemi?
He looks like Bill Skarsgård.
Because he's hot. Just like Bill Skarsgård.
He still is.
When he was like a firefighter.
Yeah.
New York.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Bill Skarsgård's great. But
Yeah.
he's tall.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going on the Lions. I'll find a place for him.
We'll find a spot.
Yeah, because I ain't drafting Justin Long. I definitely ain't drafting Frank.
No, God,
He's
no.
almost dead. Well,
Yeah.
he is now, but
Still. Going car dunk.
Yay.
So, yeah.
Austin, would you die?
No, I'll tell you why. Because I live in the area. For my job interview, I could just come from home. I ain't using any Airbnbs. And if I did, I'm not going in the basement.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
How about you? Would you die?
No, and I will tell you why. I'm not going to ignore all of my red flags.
Good.
If I show up to an Airbnb and there's a man in there, I really don't care that he's 6'3". I'm just gonna be like, you know what? You can call me, but I'm going home. I'll find somewhere else to go. Not here. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin, where can the people find you?
The people can find me listening to jazz with Bill Skarsgård at Austin M. Torres. Or I guess you can also find me at Austin M. Torres across the socials. Follow me on Letterboxd because I like the movies and you can see what movies I be watching. You can also find the show's social media at Would You Die Show. And subscribe to us on YouTube where you can re-listen to these episodes, I guess. But primarily, watch my short films like Ice Cream, Spider, and The Blood Witch. All of which have been filmed in the Detroit area, but none of them have been filmed in Detroit. Detroit crews, though. I can't say Detroit casts because Spooky is from Ohio, and Adam and Kaylee are my Indiana homies. But yeah, Detroit crews. We love Detroit.
And we don't care who knows.
And also, the trailer for my upcoming short film Dietary Restrictions is out. So give that a watch. Let me know what you think.
I think you all should.
Where can the people find you?
The people can find me not hanging out in an Airbnb and going home. You can also find me at Whimsawillow on all the social medias. Threads, Instagram, Tumblr, all the good ones. Jerry, where can the people find you?
People can find me abandoning Justin Long's character in the basement because I'm not going back to save him. You can also find me at Annually Funny across all social platforms.
I just need to mention real quickly, one, subscribe to our Patreon because we work hard on that and we don't care who knows. We talk sports, Godzilla, everything, bonus episodes, $3 a month. You guys would love it. Also, Tess, the woman that she is, goes back into the murder, horrible Airbnb to save Justin Long. And you know what she gets for it? A bullet in the gut.
Yeah.
We didn't even... There's so much with this movie. I love this movie.
Yeah. Huge thank you to Jeremy for producing our show. Thanks also to Josie Palmer for doing our theme music. You can check out her music on Spotify and Apple Music and in Austin's films sometimes.
Pretty much all of them except for... No, not pretty much. All my films except for Best Day Ever.
Thank you to Alec Gibson at Crosshook Creative for doing our beautiful graphics displayed on our social medias. You can check out more of his work at wearecrosshook.com.
He's also done all of my posters.
Yeah, and that. Austin, do you have a hint for the next episode?
Until then, I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
Try not to die.